What's going on, guys? It's the Music Marketing Mafia coming back at you guys with the first video audio of my new series. I've been listening to a lot of music podcasts and thought it was super beneficial for people that are driving or at the gym or running to get some music information in without having to sit and watch a video. I will definitely be doing both videos and some of these audios as well. So depending on how you want to take in the information, you will have different options. These are pretty easy for me to record. Some will be longer, some will be shorter. But today, for the first one, we're just going to be talking about the overall status of the music industry today. A lot has changed in the last couple of years when we had COVID in terms of touring and streaming, marketing, money, touring, everything. So this will kind of be a broad overview. I really like this series because I'll be able to go more in depth on certain topics. And then sometimes I can just go broad, like how the music industry is as a whole. So the music industry in today's day and age is very, very built upon streaming and numbers, which, depending on how you look at it, can be annoying or seem unfair depending on who gets booked based on numbers. But it also kind of paves a path to help you get to your next goal. You know what the objectives that people are looking for are, so there's no unknowns on to what booking managers are looking for. Unfortunately, it streams and followers, but at least you have that goal and objective in mind. A lot of the marketing that we're going to get into on this channel is very, very based upon your budget, which again can also be unfortunate for some artists that want to try to get blown up and don't have a lot of money. So we're going to go into that into some other audio sessions. But to have a budget is definitely important. Even if you're able to push aside $100 a month for a little bit of ads or some playlisting, it can really go a long way. And we have some other videos on our channel which dive deeper into some of these topics. The music industry is very, very based upon connections as well. Sometimes the acts that have the best music and even the best followers aren't always the ones that are going to get booked. Obviously, it helps a lot, but having those personal connections is going to allow you to open other doors, and even if it doesn't directly get you a show, it can help you to find the route that you're looking for to get to that next spot. It's a little bit difficult depending on what your background is to make new connections. You really have to be persistent. You have to go out there and put yourself out there in situations that might not always seem the most comfortable. I've made some connections in different ways, like going to shows, even nights out. So really just putting yourself out there and opening doors will allow yourself to make those connections and give yourselves opportunities to at least present different opportunities for you. The state of the music industry is a lot different in recent years, in such that streaming is basically everything now. Your numbers dictate a lot. After COVID or before COVID, we were kind of getting out of the downloads range. SoundCloud was kind of making its, I don't want to say decline because it's still decently big in today's age, but Spotify in the last 5 to 6 or 7 years basically runs the music industry as a whole. Radio has also not gone out the window completely, but there's now radio on Spotify. There's playlisting on Spotify. We're definitely going to talk a lot about playlisting on this channel because it's one of the best ways to get your music heard. There's obviously some ways that it's not as beneficial in today's age, but right when playlisting came out, it was very, very, very beneficial. So we definitely talk a lot about playlisting on this channel. But Spotify having good algorithmic practices and songs can really go a long way, because Spotify, if your music is getting saved and interacted with, can put you on playlists and other discovery channels that will get your music heard without you having to spend additional money. And that's how we want to, at the end of the day, we want to put more money in your pocket as a musician. But back to the overall theme of the music industry today. A lot has changed in terms of streaming and having different connections with labels. Labels are not quite as important as they used to be. Yes, they have a lot of connections. They can still get you on those radio channels. They can still get you in touch with the booking and the managers. But you are now seeing more artists in today's world going independent because they signed label deals that either took their masters or did not pay them what they believe they deserve. So it's really cool to be able to see independence as an artist making a huge push because you own 100% of your masters. You don't have to listen to people for creative. You are your own boss. So I think that's definitely an important conversation as an artist that you want to be able to sit down and have with yourself. Is the label, I mean, sometimes your music might not be heard unless you're with the label. So that's going to be a push and pull type of factor when you are thinking about signing with a label. And sometimes the label will not pop up until you have, 100,000 monthly listeners. So that might not even be a conversation to have until later on in your career. But more than ever, you are able to succeed as an independent artist. You can easily get your music out there. You can run your own ads. You can run your own playlists. You don't really need the label unless, resources are tight for you. You don't have the money, or you are not able to find your own booking and management, which, again, we will break down into different audio segments after episode 1 today. So that's kind of all I wanted to touch on for the first miniature audio overview of the music industry. I'll probably make a much longer one, but this was kind of just my introduction one. So my kind of key takeaways here is that streaming dominates the market today. You don't have to be with a label in order to be successful. And networking and connections are something that have always been prevalent in the industry, and that I would say has probably changed the least out of anything in the last couple of years. So if you guys have any questions, my email is in the description. I'm more than happy to answer any emails. I'm doing one-on-one coaching, so I put the link for that in there as well. I hope you guys are finding these videos interesting, and the audio. So if you have any other ideas, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I respond to all my comments, and we will talk soon.